Have you ever wondered why Buddhism looks so different depending on where you are in the world? In some places, it is a quiet practice of meditation and simplicity. In others, it is vibrant with rituals, colorful mandalas, and chants that echo through the mountains. What makes these differences so unique and fascinating? Today, we will dive deep into the story of how Buddhism transformed into three distinct paths: Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. By exploring these, you will gain a deeper understanding of how Buddhism continues to enrich spiritual traditions across the globe. Reflecting on our journey so far, over the past 6 videos, we have been on an incredible journey together. First, we uncovered the historical roots of Buddhism, exploring the cultural and social landscape from which this profound tradition emerged. We then walked through the extraordinary life of Siddhartha Gautama, following his transformation from a prince to an enlightened teacher, whose wisdom has shaped generations. In the third video, we uncovered the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, revealing how these teachings provide a framework for personal growth and inner peace. Our journey continued as we followed the spread of Buddhism around the world, highlighting how it adapted to different cultures while maintaining its essence. In the fifth video, we explored the relevance of Buddhist teachings in modern life, demonstrating how they help us cultivate mindfulness and compassion in an increasingly chaotic world. Lastly, we addressed a question that sparks curiosity. Is Buddhism a religion or a philosophy? We examined this unique perspective and found that Buddhism is more than either. It is a path to liberation and wisdom. The three main schools of Buddhism. Now, we arrive at an important chapter in our series. This video will focus on the differences among the three main schools of Buddhism: Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. Why is this important? Because it helps us see how Buddhism has flourished across diverse cultures and offers unique insights for those who seek wisdom and peace. Each tradition carries something valuable, and by understanding these differences, we can appreciate their contributions to the global spiritual landscape. A deeper exploration. Let us take this next step in our journey together and explore the philosophies, practices, and wisdom that make these schools of Buddhism so remarkable. It is time to begin. To truly understand the differences among Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, we need to travel back to the very beginning. After the Buddha's passing, his teachings, known as the Dharma, became the foundation of a growing community of followers. However, as this community expanded geographically and culturally, different interpretations of his teachings began to emerge. These differences would eventually lead to the formation of distinct schools of thought. In the earliest days, Buddhism was a unified tradition, but as it spread, challenges arose. How should the teachings be preserved? What aspects of the Buddha's message should be emphasized? These were not just theological questions. They were practical issues faced by monks, nuns, and lay practitioners as they navigated their paths toward enlightenment. The first major divergence occurred roughly 100 years after the Buddha's passing. This took place during a council of senior monks. This council debated how strictly the monastic rules should be followed. This seemingly simple disagreement laid the groundwork for what would later become Theravada, often referred to as the School of the Elders, and Mahayana, or the Great Vehicle. As Buddhism continued to spread across Asia, it adapted to the cultural and spiritual needs of the regions it entered, in Tibet and the Himalayan regions. For example, it took on a form known as Vajrayana. This school incorporated esoteric practices and rituals that resonated deeply with the local traditions. Each of these schools, Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, represents a unique response to the question: how can the Dharma guide us toward liberation in this life and beyond? Understanding this historical evolution is key to appreciating the rich diversity within Buddhism today. It shows us that while the core teachings remain the same, the ways in which they are practiced can be as varied as the cultures and communities that embrace them. Now that we have set the stage, let us explore each of these schools in greater depth. First, we will begin with Theravada, the oldest and most traditional school of Buddhism. Join me as we uncover its unique characteristics and timeless wisdom. Let us now dive into Theravada, the school often referred to as the School of the Elders. It is considered the oldest and most traditional form of Buddhism, staying as close as possible to the original teachings of the Buddha. This school traces its roots back to the earliest councils that sought to preserve the Buddha's words and establish a disciplined monastic order. Theravada places a strong emphasis on the Pali Canon, an extensive collection of teachings that includes the words of the Buddha himself. For followers of Theravada, this canon is the ultimate guide, offering a clear path to enlightenment. It focuses on individual effort and self-discipline, encouraging practitioners to cultivate mindfulness, wisdom, and moral conduct through meditation and ethical living. Theravada's teachings revolve around a simple but profound goal: the attainment of nirvana. Nirvana is the cessation of suffering and the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. To achieve this, practitioners are encouraged to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. This practical guide emphasizes right view, right intention, right action, and other principles that lead to liberation. The school also places great importance on the monastic community, or Sangha. Monks and nuns play a vital role in preserving the teachings and serving as spiritual guides for lay practitioners. In return, the lay community supports the Sangha through offerings, fostering a relationship of mutual respect and interdependence. Geographically, Theravada Buddhism is most prominent in South and Southeast Asia, particularly in countries like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia. Here, it has become deeply ingrained in the cultural fabric, influencing everything from daily life to art and architecture. One of the most recognizable features of Theravada is its focus on meditation as a path to insight. Vipassana, or insight meditation, is particularly emphasized. This practice helps individuals observe the nature of their minds and cultivate awareness of the impermanence of all things, leading to profound inner transformation. While Theravada is known for its adherence to tradition, it is also deeply practical. Its teachings offer timeless wisdom that remains relevant today, providing tools to navigate the challenges of modern life. With clarity and compassion, Theravada reminds us that the path to enlightenment begins with individual effort and discipline. It is a journey inward, a process of cultivating wisdom and compassion through self-awareness. Now that we have explored the foundations of Theravada, let us turn our attention to Mahayana, a school that broadens the scope of Buddhist practice by emphasizing the path of compassion and the aspiration to benefit all beings. Together, we will uncover how Mahayana expands upon the teachings of the Buddha to create a vision of universal liberation. Mahayana, the Great Vehicle. Now, let us journey into the world of Mahayana, also known as the Great Vehicle. This school represents a significant evolution in Buddhist thought and practice, one that broadens the path to enlightenment by emphasizing compassion and the aspiration to benefit all sentient beings. Mahayana emerged several centuries after the Buddha's passing, as practitioners and scholars began to expand upon his teachings. While Theravada focuses on individual liberation, Mahayana introduces the profound concept of the Bodhisattva, a being who, out of compassion, vows to attain enlightenment not just for themselves, but for the sake of all others. This selfless ideal lies at the heart of Mahayana philosophy and practice. Inclusivity in the Great Vehicle. One of the defining features of Mahayana is its emphasis on inclusivity. The term Great Vehicle reflects its goal of carrying as many beings as possible toward liberation. This is achieved through teachings that inspire both lay practitioners and monastics to cultivate wisdom and compassion in their daily lives. Philosophical foundations. The philosophical foundations of Mahayana are deeply profound. Central to its teachings is the idea of sunyata, or emptiness. This concept suggests that all phenomena are empty of inherent existence. While challenging to grasp, it provides a framework for understanding the interconnected nature of reality and letting go of attachment. Another cornerstone of Mahayana thought is the belief in the infinite potential of all beings to achieve Buddhahood. This perspective instills hope and inspires effort. The Mahayana Sutras. Mahayana Buddhism also introduced a vast array of new texts, known as the Mahayana Sutras. These writings explore advanced teachings and practices, often using rich imagery and allegory to convey profound truths. Among the most famous are the Lotus Sutra, Heart Sutra, Diamond Sutra. Each offers unique insights into the path of awakening. Geographical spread and adaptation. Geographically, Mahayana Buddhism spread far and wide. It became the dominant form of Buddhism in East Asia, including China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. In each region, it adapted to local cultures, creating a diverse array of traditions and practices. From Zen in Japan to Pure Land in China, Mahayana continues to evolve, while remaining true to its core principles, devotional practices and compassion. In practice, Mahayana Buddhism often incorporates devotional elements. These include the veneration of bodhisattvas such as Avalokiteshvara, the embodiment of compassion, Manjusri, the embodiment of wisdom, chanting, visualization, and ritual practices are common. They provide practitioners with tools to deepen their connection to the teachings and cultivate inner transformation. A balanced path. Mahayana's approach resonates deeply with those who seek to balance personal growth with service to others. It encourages us to see our own awakening as inseparable from the awakening of all beings. It reminds us of our shared humanity and interconnectedness. Looking ahead, as we step forward, we will explore Vajrayana, a path that blends the teachings of Mahayana with esoteric practices. This dynamic and transformative approach to spiritual awakening awaits us in the next chapter of our journey. Let us continue. Vajrayana, the Diamond Vehicle. Now, we arrive at the final major school of Buddhism, Vajrayana, also known as the Diamond Vehicle or the Thunderbolt Vehicle. This path is unique for its dynamic blend of Mahayana philosophy with esoteric practices, offering a profound and transformative approach to spiritual awakening. Origins and significance. Vajrayana emerged in the Himalayan regions, most notably Tibet, Bhutan, and Mongolia, where it integrated seamlessly with local spiritual traditions. This school emphasizes speed and efficiency in achieving enlightenment. It often describes itself as a method for those ready to embrace an accelerated path to liberation. The term Vajra, meaning both diamond and thunderbolt, symbolizes the unshakable strength and clarity of this tradition's teachings. Tantric practices. One of the defining characteristics of Vajrayana is its reliance on Tantra. Tantra is a set of esoteric techniques and rituals designed to transform the practitioner's perception of reality. Through these practices, Vajrayana seeks to harness the energy of ordinary experiences, including emotions and desires, and redirect them towards spiritual awakening. This approach is radically different from Theravada and Mahayana, which emphasize renunciation and gradual cultivation. The role of the guru. A cornerstone of Vajrayana practice is the guidance of a guru or lama. The guru is considered an essential guide, providing personalized instruction and transmitting the sacred teachings directly to the student. This relationship is built on trust and respect. The guru's role is to illuminate the path and help the practitioner navigate its challenges. Symbolism and rituals. Vajrayana is also known for its rich and elaborate symbolism. Rituals often involve the use of mandalas, intricate geometric designs that represent the universe, and serve as tools for meditation. Mantras, or sacred sounds, are chanted to focus the mind and invoke spiritual energy. Visualization practices, in which practitioners imagine themselves as enlightened beings, are another hallmark of this school. They help dissolve the boundaries between the ordinary self and ultimate reality. Union of wisdom and compassion. One of the most striking features of Vajrayana is its emphasis on the union of wisdom and compassion. This is embodied in the practices of deities such as Chenrezig, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, Vajrayana, the protector of wisdom. Through these practices, practitioners cultivate a deep understanding of the interconnected nature of all things, while fostering boundless love and empathy. Practical transformations. Despite its esoteric nature, Vajrayana is deeply practical. It offers a path for transforming everyday experiences into opportunities for spiritual growth by embracing both light and shadow. Vajrayana teaches us to transcend duality and see the sacred in all aspects of life. Geographical influence and legacy. Geographically, Vajrayana's influence is most strongly felt in Tibet, where it became the dominant tradition under the leadership of figures like Guru Rinpoche, Padmasambhava. Its impact extends to Bhutan, Mongolia, and even parts of India, creating a legacy that continues to inspire practitioners around the world. Conclusion and next steps. As we conclude our exploration of Vajrayana, it is clear that this school offers a unique and powerful path to enlightenment. Its teachings remind us that transformation is not only possible, but also inevitable when we approach life with courage, wisdom, and compassion. With our understanding of Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana now complete, let us move forward to compare and contrast these schools. Together, we will uncover the ways they complement each other and the profound lessons they offer for anyone seeking a life of wisdom and peace. The connections and differences among the schools. As we continue this journey through Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, it is fascinating to explore both the differences and the connections among these schools. While they each have unique characteristics, they all trace their roots back to the teachings of the Buddha and share a common purpose, helping all beings find liberation from suffering. Philosophical foundations. Let us begin by looking at the foundation of their philosophies. One of the most noticeable distinctions lies in how they approach enlightenment. Theravada focuses on the individual's journey, emphasizing self-discipline and effort to reach nirvana, which is the ultimate freedom from suffering. Mahayana broadens this idea by encouraging practitioners to follow the path of the Bodhisattva. A Bodhisattva dedicates their life to helping others achieve enlightenment before attaining it themselves. Vajrayana, blending Mahayana philosophy with unique esoteric practices, introduces a more transformative approach to spiritual awakening. It offers methods that can lead to enlightenment in a single lifetime. Distinct practices. In addition to these philosophical differences, the practices of each school also set them apart. Theravada emphasizes simplicity, such as mindfulness meditation and the careful study of the Pali Canon. Mahayana, in contrast, brings in a variety of devotional rituals, chanting, and visualization practices, all designed to cultivate wisdom and compassion. Vajrayana takes this a step further by using sacred symbols like mandalas, chanting mantras, and complex visualization techniques to create a more profound transformation of the practitioner's mind and spirit. Sacred texts. Another way to see how these schools differ is by examining their sacred texts. Theravada relies on the Pali Canon, one of the earliest collections of the Buddhist teachings. Mahayana builds on this with texts like the Heart Sutra and the Lotus Sutra, which introduce new interpretations and expanded teachings. Vajrayana, meanwhile, incorporates additional texts known as tantras, which provide instructions for advanced spiritual practices and rituals. Geography and culture. Geography and culture have also played an essential role in shaping these schools. Theravada is most commonly practiced in countries like Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Myanmar, where it has deeply influenced local traditions and daily life. Mahayana is prominent in East Asia, where its teachings have inspired diverse cultural expressions in China, Japan, and Vietnam. Vajrayana flourished in the Himalayan regions, particularly in Tibet and Bhutan, blending with local beliefs to create a rich spiritual tradition. Commonalities across traditions. Even with all these differences, it is important to recognize the profound commonalities among these schools. Each of them holds the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path as fundamental teachings. They all value mindfulness, ethical living, and the pursuit of wisdom. Above all, they share a commitment to alleviating suffering and guiding people toward a life of peace and understanding. The strength of diversity. This rich diversity within Buddhism is not a division but a strength. It shows how the Dharma can adapt to different cultures and times, while remaining true to its core. These variations provide a wealth of tools for spiritual growth, ensuring that each individual can find a path that resonates with their own journey. Looking ahead, now that we have explored how these traditions are both unique and interconnected, let us take a look at how their teachings influence modern Buddhism. We will uncover the ways in which these ancient schools continue to inspire and transform lives in today's world. Reflections on the influence of Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. As we reflect on the wisdom of Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, it becomes clear that their influence extends far beyond their historical roots. In today's world, the teachings of these schools continue to inspire individuals, guide communities, and shape the global spiritual landscape in profound ways. Theravada's simplicity and mindfulness. The simplicity and practicality of Theravada have made it a cornerstone for those seeking personal mindfulness and self-awareness. Its emphasis on meditation, particularly vipassana, resonates deeply with people navigating the challenges of modern life. By focusing on the present moment and cultivating inner clarity, Theravada offers tools that help individuals find peace amidst the fast-paced and often chaotic world we live in. Mahayana's compassion and interconnectedness. Meanwhile, Mahayana's focus on compassion and interconnectedness has contributed to its broad appeal in diverse cultures. In an era where global challenges like climate change and social inequality demand collective action, Mahayana's teachings remind us of our shared humanity. Practices like chanting and the veneration of bodhisattvas inspire hope, unity, and a sense of purpose that transcends individual concerns. Vajrayana's transformative approach. Vajrayana, with its transformative and ritualistic practices, offers a unique approach to spiritual growth. In the modern age, its emphasis on the union of wisdom and compassion provides a dynamic framework for personal and communal transformation. Sacred rituals like mandala creation and mantra chanting have found a place in contemporary mindfulness practices, allowing individuals to connect with their inner selves in new and meaningful ways. Artistic and cultural contributions. In addition to their spiritual teachings, these schools have had a significant impact on art, culture, and philosophy. Theravada has influenced traditional architecture and literature in Southeast Asia. Mahayana's rich imagery can be seen in the art and poetry of East Asia. Vajrayana, with its intricate mandalas and sacred symbols, continues to captivate artists and spiritual seekers worldwide. The shared lesson, balance. But beyond these tangible contributions, the schools of Buddhism share a deeper lesson for the modern world: the importance of balance. Theravada teaches us discipline and mindfulness. Mahayana reminds us to act with compassion. Vajrayana encourages us to embrace transformation. Together, they provide a holistic approach to life, helping us navigate challenges with wisdom, resilience, and kindness, a unified purpose. As Buddhism continues to evolve, its teachings remain profoundly relevant. In a time when many are searching for meaning and connection, these schools offer timeless wisdom that can guide us toward greater understanding, inner peace, and a life rooted in purpose, a conclusion and a beginning. As we conclude this exploration of Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, it is clear that the diversity within Buddhism is not a source of division, but a powerful reminder of its adaptability and inclusiveness. At its heart, Buddhism is a path that unites, whether through the disciplined self-awareness of Theravada, the compassionate embrace of Mahayana, or the transformative energy of Vajrayana. Each school reflects the Buddha's ultimate goal: to alleviate suffering and guide all beings toward enlightenment. This shared purpose binds them together, even as their practices and philosophies take different forms. Takeaways for your journey. So, what can you take away from this series? Whether you are a seasoned practitioner, a curious seeker, or someone looking for inspiration, Buddhism offers a path toward peace, wisdom, and fulfillment. Its teachings invite us to look within, connect with others, and transform our lives through compassion and insight. As you continue your own journey, remember that the wisdom of Theravada, the compassion of Mahayana, and the transformation of Vajrayana are always within reach. They are not just traditions from the past. They are living practices that can guide us toward a brighter future. A final reflection. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Buddhism. May the insights we have shared bring you closer to the peace and clarity you seek. And may the teachings of the Buddha continue to inspire us all to live with mindfulness, compassion, and courage. Until next time, may you find happiness and freedom in every step you take.